So last night, which was Monday, April the 28th, I was being interviewed on Facebook Live, which the video is still up on my Facebook page. I was being interviewed by a good friend of mine. She has a media company. She lives in South Florida. She's in the same county that I was born and raised in. We're familiar with all the different small knit communities in that county. And we were having a real conversation about the spiritual and social economic conditions of all communities, particularly the Black communities. Now, when you look at the type of communities in metropolitan areas like Atlanta, where I'm at, and then you look at the small knit communities of places where I come from in South Florida, there are some fundamental differences, okay? Because down there, you might have a community where there are 15 streets, and that little neighborhood got 4 or 5 churches. And so there's going to be a different expectation of those pastors in that church than it would be in certain places up here in Metro Atlanta, because you have more subdivisions and it's just different. Nevertheless, we still have to assume a social and an economic responsibility for our communities. I'm saying as pastors, even though we want to assume a spiritual responsibility. Now, how we address the social economic conditions of our community and the people in our community has a lot to do with how we connect with other leaders, how we communicate, how we determine what issues and items are best addressed by who, and then we collectively come together. It can happen. It does happen. I often tell people in areas like where I'm from, visit Atlanta. My church and other churches that I have relationships with, we're doing this at the highest level from a spiritual, social, and an economic perspective. My church in particular, I'm the pastor, my wife and I, we lead that church, but we have social services, we have outreaches and programs to address the social conditions, and we have entrepreneurial, financial literacy, business ownership programs and services that address the economic conditions. And so we're doing all three in our church. And I know many churches here in Atlanta that are doing it. And again, you might not see it as prevalent in smaller knit communities like where I come from, but it's happening. And sometimes it may just take bringing a handful of leaders from different spheres into other ecosystems to show them how it works, what the impact is being made, and how to take it back to their small knit communities and make it work as well. It's not that people are necessarily wrong. We're different, and we can resolve those differences and make an impact.